fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The scent of crushed feverroot stung my nostrils as I leaned over my workbench, the glow of enchanted glass vials casting jagged shadows across the laboratory walls. My hands trembled, not from exhaustion, though I hadn't slept in 3 nights, but from the weight of what I'd uncovered. The truth was a poison, and I'd drunk it greedily. Gods above, I whispered, tracing the spine of a demon's skeletal wing under my microscope. The membrane wasn't leathery or unnatural, as the kingdom's scriptures claimed. It was human, flesh warped by sickness, cells twisted by a plague no one had dared to name. I thought back to all the times I'd studied the ancient tomes, searching for answers. The musty smell of old parchment and the flickering candlelight had been my constant companions. But it wasn't until now, with the evidence staring me in the face, that I realized the true horror of it all. A knock shattered the silence. Elias, the voice was velvet and smoke, the kind that curled around your ribs and squeezed. Kale. My assistant, though assistant was too tame a word for the man who'd pinned me against these very shelves 2 weeks ago, his teeth grazing my ear as he murmured, "What else do you hide behind those pretty equations, doctor?" The door creaked open before I could answer. Kale slipped inside, his obsidian hair tied back, exposing the sharp lines of his jaw. His eyes, one gold, one violet, a genetic quirk he refused to explain, flicked to the dissected wing. "You found something." It wasn't a question. I swallowed, feeling a flutter in my chest. The demons, they're not monsters, they're us. A mutation triggered by the blight. I held up a vial of murky serum. This could cure them, end the war. Kale's gloved hand closed over mine, steadying the tremor I hadn't noticed. His thumb brushed my pulse point, sending a shiver down my spine. And what happens when the king learns his eternal enemy was never an enemy at all? I thought about the implications, the potential consequences. The throne room reeked of iron and ambition. King Varric lounged on his dais, a panther in gilded armor, his old black beard trimmed to a razor's edge. 2 men flanked him, General Riven, whose icy glare had frozen entire battalions, and Prince Lorien, the king's nephew, a wolf in silk, all lazy smirks and dagger-sharp wit. I knelt, the marble biting my knees. "Your Majesty, the demons are sick, not evil. This serum could save them, save thousands." Varric steepled his fingers, his eyes glinting with amusement. "An intriguing theory, Dr. Vane. It's not a theory." I gestured to the scrolls spread before him. The blight's first outbreak coincided with the demon's appearance. Their cursed traits, the wings, the claws, their symptoms, not damnation. Prince Lorien leaned forward, his amber eyes glinting. "And if we cure them, what becomes of their armies, their territory? The war ends," I said firmly. The king smiled. It didn't touch his eyes. "That's unfortunate. I liked having you around." The air thickened. General Riven's hand drifted to his sword. Kale stepped forward, his voice lethally calm. "Your Majesty, surely peace is preferable to endless bloodshed." Varric stood, his shadow swallowing the room. "Peace is boring, boy, and boredom is the one vice I refuse to tolerate." He snapped his fingers, seized them. They dragged us to the dungeons, but not before Prince Lorien whispered in my ear, his breath hot with promise, "You're more fascinating than I imagined, little alchemist." The cell was damp, the chains too tight. Kale sat beside me, our shoulders pressed together. "We'll die here," I muttered. "No." His lips brushed my temple. "We'll burn this place down first." I felt a surge of determination. We would escape, no matter what it took. The door groaned open. General Riven entered, his armor glinting like a glacier. He tossed a key at my feet. "The prince has interests that align with yours." I stared at him, trying to read his expression. "Why help us?" Riven's gaze flicked to Kale, then back to me. A flicker of hunger quickly masked. "Let's just say I've grown tired of Varric's games." As we fled through secret passages, the sound of pursuit at our heels, I realized the truth. This wasn't just about curing demons. It was about power, lust. 3 men, Kale, Riven, Lorien, each with their own motives, their own dangerous allure. And me, caught in the center. I thought about Kale, his eyes burning with intensity as he worked beside me. I thought about Riven, his icy exterior hiding a depth of emotion I couldn't quite grasp. And I thought about Lorien, his lazy smile and sharp wit masking a cunning that made my heart skip a beat. I was trapped in a web of intrigue with no clear escape. But I was determined to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. As we ran, the darkness seemed to press in around us, the shadows cast by the flickering torches like living things. I stumbled, my foot catching on a loose stone. Kale caught my arm, his grip like a vice. "We can't stop now," he whispered, "not when we're so close." I nodded, my heart pounding in my chest. We had to keep moving, had to keep fighting. For the demons, for the kingdom, and for ourselves. The sound of pursuit grew louder, the footsteps echoing off the stone walls. We were running out of time. I glanced at Kale, his face set in a determined expression. We would make it out of this alive, together. And as we turned a corner, the torches casting eerie shadows on the walls, I saw a glimmer of hope, a way out, a chance to escape. We burst through the door, the cool night air hitting us like a slap in the face. We were free for the moment, but I knew it wouldn't last. The king's men would be searching for us, and we had to be careful. We had to be smart. I looked at Kale, his eyes gleaming in the moonlight. We would face whatever came next together. And as we disappeared into the night, I knew that our journey was far from over. The darkness seemed to swallow us whole, but I wasn't afraid. I had Kale, and I had my determination. We would uncover the truth, no matter what it took, and we would bring peace to the kingdom, no matter the cost.